Hello, everyone. Thanks for pressing play. You are watching a brand new episode of Talking Comics, ExcaliburCCGTV, where every week we come together to tell you about the great comics hitting the shelf. We are talking about the comics for September 28, 2016. I am Chris.
I am Randy.
We are Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games here in Shreveport, Louisiana, as well as in Texarkana, Texas. You can always find out what's going on with us at our website, ExcaliburCCG.com. You can go to Facebook down below and click on the link and follow our Facebook page, or even follow us on Twitter if you want to. Stuff is posted to those sites daily from us. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. We really appreciate you being a part of our community, being a part of Talking Comics, and sharing your thoughts and opinions. We love to have comments down below and talk about comics, because that's what we do with this show, getting you ready for every Wednesday with the new stuff that's coming out and having discussions about all aspects of it all, because that's what we like to do. We like to talk.
Yes.
Me especially. But guys, this week, September 28th, we have a ton of great stuff dropping this week. Lots of new stuff, lots of storylines. We got a very interesting question of the week this week as well. I'm really excited to discuss more of that. So let's go ahead and dive in to some new number ones. DC has several of them for us this week. So let's go ahead and start off with a couple of Rebirth issues. I'll start off with Batman Beyond Rebirth number 1. Now, to make the distinction, if it has the big Rebirth on the top, that's a Rebirth issue.
The Rebirth is the lowest. The lowest. It's bigger than anything else.
Boom.
The name Batman Beyond will be at the very tip top. Rebirth.
Rebirth.
When Batman Beyond number 1 comes out, Rebirth will be really small at the top, and Batman Beyond will be down on the bottom.
Batman Beyond Rebirth number 1 drops this week from DC Comics. We have Dan Jurgens and Ryan Sook on board here. Ryan Sook on the art that's gonna be awesome. But this book
For
follows.
how long?
I know, right? This book follows the events of Batman Beyond number 16 from a while back, and this takes a look at Gotham City as it's made great strides to rebuild itself and to look forward to a bright future. But old adversaries come back, and the question still remains: what happened to Bruce Wayne? So that is what's going to be explored, starting with Batman Beyond with this Rebirth issue, and I'm quite sure going into the main series as well. So guys, have fun with Batman Beyond Rebirth number 1.
Also from DC this week is Teen Titans Rebirth number 1. Rebirth. Ben Percy's writing it. Don't know who Ben Percy is.
Same guy writing Green Arrow.
Is it the same guy writing Green Arrow? Yeah. And fresh off his stint on Spawn is John Boy Myers.
Yep.
So we get that. It's definitely a lot more fitting for him to have his art style here than it was to have it on Spawn.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see that. What we're taking a look at with this one is that Damien Wayne is rebuilding the Teen Titans.
Yep.
And he's going to recruit Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy, and the new Kid Flash. So every one of them are going to join him on his quest to take on his grandfather.
Yes.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yes.
So we're going to see if Damien can handle the responsibility of the team and not just, bossing everybody around, but being a leader of the team. Be prepared, guys, because I think with this issue, this is where Starfire is supposed to really break away from being more of like a sex symbolish kind of character into more of she's the mother hen of all the youngers. They're making her a little bit older than everybody else, I believe. So,
okay.
So she's kind of the person that is, feels the responsibility of taking care of them.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes, how long something like that lasts.
We'll see. We'll see with that. I think it's going to be a fun dynamic, throwing Damien Wayne in the mix there with that. Yeah. And the thought of them going after Ra's al Ghul, I'm like, okay, that's Damien Wayne. That's lofty. Yeah. That's totally on board with that. So guys, have fun with that. Blue Beetle fans, Blue Beetle number 1 drops this week. Not the Rebirth, the main series. Number 1 drops this week. We have
Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle. Rebirth. We have from DC Comics, obviously, we have Keith Giffen and Scott Collins on board here. This takes a look at Jaime Reyes however you want to pronounce that. He's found out some very disturbing truths about his alter ego, the Blue Beetle, that's attached to his spine. He found this stuff out from Dr. Fate. He's not sure how he feels about it. He's not sure what he's going to do about it, but he wants to be able to take this information and do some good with it. So will he be able to eliminate this Blue Beetle, or will it cost him everything? Is he still going to keep a hold of it, knowing what he knows? But the source is kind of uncredible, because this is Kent Nelson, the original wielder of Dr. Fate's power, and it seems like he's going a little bit insane. So what's Jaime supposed to think? What's he supposed to do? So we get to find out with this series right here. I know there's a ton of people that have been looking forward to Blue Beetle coming back. Here it is. Have fun with that.
It's happening. From Image Comics, we have Surgeon X #1.
Yes.
This is from acclaimed filmmaker Sarah Kinney.
Yep.
If you're asking me what Sarah Kinney did, I don't.
Documentary stuff primarily.
Documentary. That's why I don't know, because
Yeah.
I don't watch documentaries unless they're about baseball. And John Watkiss, who I guess he's been around for a while.
He's done some Dead Man.
Conan, Dead Man,
Yeah.
Sandman, different
Yeah.
things like that. They are joining the incomparable Karen Berger.
Yep.
On this book. I don't know if she's editing it or what hand she has in it, but be on the lookout for that, just for that reason alone. It's an oversized first issue, guys. This is taking a look at Surgeon X. This is a person who is a bit of a renegade surgeon, or renegade what do I want to say? Has a renegade practice. That's my word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Within this far right British government. I don't know at what point, if this is like a futuristic thing we're looking for. And she's all about practicing extreme medicine. So I'm curious what this is exactly. I don't know much beyond just the what they've had here. Have you gotten this?
Yeah, I got to read an interview with her detailing a few more things, but right now, even right now in this world, this story's taken a logical extreme further.
Yeah.
And right now, there are like super bugs in the medical community where antibiotics aren't working against them. And this is basically an antibiotic apocalypse, where they're facing a world where antibiotics aren't working, and what few are working against these diseases that are present are owned basically by the wealthy and the rich.
Oh.
And this is a street level. This is a doctor that's going street level to help people that need the help but can't afford it or aren't affluent enough.
Yeah, this kind
Surgeon
of
X.
goes into the whole thing with how these rich people that have certain diseases somehow are not getting ill from these diseases. Okay, I can see where they're going here.
Like that South Park cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
But guys, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and especially with an oversized first issue.
Yeah.
I love oversized first issue. Don't know if it's going to be $1 more, if it's going to be regular.
It's $3.99.
$3.99. So there we go, guys.
It seems like a lot of Image is now going to $3.99.
Yeah.
So be prepared for that. It had to happen eventually.
Yeah, I totally agree. But I love an oversized first issue to really put you in the world and give you a real good taste of it, see if you want more of it. So have fun with Surgeon X, #1 from Image Comics. Also another creator-owned project, Frostbite #1 from DC Comics. This is from Josh Williamson and Jason Sean Alexander. Williamson, we did Nailbiter, Birthright. He's writing The Flash right now. And he's done all kinds of Image stuff and things for other companies as well. Alexander here's done some other things as well for Image. But this takes a look at a second ice age that has happened on Earth, and heat is power.
Right.
This follows a doctor, Dr. Henry Bonham and his daughter. They have found a way to cure the disease of frostbite that is plaguing people across the world. There's an actual disease that they nicknamed frostbite, where if a person contracts it, they start freezing from the inside out, and it's unstoppable. But they have found a way to stop it. But now they need to get from where they are in Mexico City to a secret government outpost in Alcatraz, and they have a crew on board here to help them get there. This takes a look at that journey. This takes a look at this whole world where heat is power, the frostbite is the deadly disease, and this doctor and his daughter has to get their cure from Mexico City to Alcatraz. It's going to be a 6-issue miniseries, if I'm not mistaken. And so I'm totally on board with this. I want to check it out.
How excited is Chris? He just told you the plot line twice.
Twice, baby, in case you did not get it the first time.
6 issues. is how long this is running here. Sean Alexander has beautiful artwork. I'm excited to check that one out.
Yeah, totally. So
last up for me is again, Archie Studios has been bringing stuff to the contemporary world with their books, and they're doing it again with Josie and the Pussycats #1. A whole lot of covers are going to be coming out with this book, so be prepared for that. Being written by Marguerite Bennett, and right now she is hot. She is red hot. Animosity and Monstrous is also her, is it not?
I think so.
Yeah, she's just
Insects, I think.
Insects,
as well.
yeah. She is writing a lot of stuff that's getting a lot of rave reviews from people. What we're taking a look at with this book is Josie. If she and her bandmates want to be successful, then they're going to have to work together. They're going to have to get along. They're going to have to trust each other. And all that might be a problem because Alexandra might already be plotting to stop the whole thing before it begins. So we'll get to see what happens there. I'm willing to bet that somehow they're going to get the band together and going.
Yeah.
That's just my guess there.
Yeah. So there we go, guys. Those are the #1s. Those are the main ones. There's another Revolution issue. There's like two.
There's
Micronauts and Mask, I think, is having a Revolution issue.
Mask #1 comes out. But yeah.
There's other ones. These are just the main ones that we're covering.
That to me is aggravating because I loved Mask as a kid.
I did too.
Cartoon.
I had fun with that.
And I was interested to pick it up, and then I saw it was tied into this big whole thing here, and it's like, well, I don't know that I want to invest myself in all of this just to check out this cartoon that I loved.
Right. Exactly. But guys, there's more. There's a new Assassin's Creed book out. Yeah. There's Tarzan, the Planet of the Apes book out. These are just some of the main ones that we're covering because we'll have some of these other ones, but in limited supply. Yeah. These are the main ones that we're covering. Those are the new #1s we got, guys. Now we're diving into some storylines. We do have DC up first with more Night of the Monster Man with Detective Comics 941. But hey, before I talk about 941, how about that ending to number 940? Tim Drake. What is going on there? What is happening to that guy? Loved it, loved it, loved it. Guys, Detective Comics number 941 is part 3 of Night of the Monster Man. This takes a look at Batman and Batwoman on a motorcycle race of death against this monster that keeps transforming faster than they can keep up with it. And at Blackgate, there's another monster there that is hatching eggs. What would they become? That's what we're looking at with this. I think monsters as well. So there we go, guys. That's our DC storyline. Now for some Civil War stuff.
It's happening. You're up first.
I am up first. And with none other than Civil War Kingpin, Civil War 2 Kingpin number 3 dropping this week. This is Wilson Fisk trying to keep his business afloat, trying to keep his men still under his employ, still trying to keep his little ace up his sleeve, while Frank Punisher has declared war on him. Frank Castle, the Punisher, has declared war on him. Can Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, keep his reign after this issue? We will find out. I'm thinking so, since there's a new series for him coming later on. So we'll find
most likely. This is 2 weeks in a row that you're tongue-tied.
It's the truth, man. Oh, man, I don't know what the deal is.
We've also got a lot of Captain books coming out this week. Captain America, Sam Wilson, number 13 hits. That is Captain America, Sam Wilson versus U.S. Agent.
Ooh.
Hashtag take back the shield.
Who wins? Guys, Captain America Steve Rogers number 5 drops this week, and Steve is taking steps to end the war. Also, this issue is going to have Iron Man in it as well. Have fun with that.
Then we have Captain Marvel. I almost said Captain America Marvel. Captain Marvel number 9, and we're going to take a look at just how far Carol is willing to go when everything else is falling apart around her to protect the future.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Got Ms. Marvel 11 dropping this week as well. She's struggling to put her life and Jersey City back together after the devastation that happened. Also, she's going to be taking matters into her own hands, it looks like. So here we go, guys. Ms. Marvel number 11.
It's been a good read the last couple of issues. It's been real strong. So really? I've liked that.
Even with this whole crossover and tie-in to the Civil War
stuff?
Because
they've really made her own person and not just the person that's looking up to Carol.
Okay,
and I've liked that. Then we have New Avengers number 16. This is AIM versus SHIELD versus Whisper.
Yes.
So have fun with that.
I know, right? I know. It's like
I'm keeping it short and sweet.
A big brawl going on there. Spider-Woman number 11 drops this week as well. After the events of Civil War II, Jessica has no choice but to put on her private investigator gloves and enter the fray. With the baby at home, she has to tread carefully, though. So we'll see how carefully she treads with this issue.
We shall see. Thunderbolts number 5. Mark and I discussed this today. Because it tells us that Winter Soldier versus Spider-Man, only one of them will walk away. Well, does that mean that the other one gets webbed up? That the other one may just sit there? Maybe they're chained? Maybe the other one swims away, flies away? Because, come on, they're not going to kill either one of those guys.
They're not going anywhere. Awesome. Guys, totally awesome Hulk number 10. In just a few words, Hulk versus the Black Panther. There we go. Have fun with that.
Finally, Ultimates number 11 hits. I'm real curious what goes on from this point on to when Ultimates 2 comes out, because it looks like everybody that's on the cover there is from the old team on the team again. And after last issue, I don't see how that's possible, because they are at war with each other. They have said enough is enough. They have reached their breaking point. And that may be a bad thing, because Thanos and his new acolyte are loose, and both of them are like cosmic level threats.
Okay.
So crazy.
I'm looking forward to that Thanos series coming in a few months. Me too. I really am. Guys, those are the storylines for this week. Some Monster Men, some Civil War II stuff. That's it for that stuff. Enough of all that. There's so many of them out there. But guys, we're going to dive into some of our favorites. Some of the first books that we'll read when we get them home in our stack. Randy, what is up for you, sir?
First up for me, and this is one word, not two words, Darkwing Duck, number 5.
One word.
Yes,
one word, people.
We're going to be taking a look at this issue. It is Darkwing, or as they call them, DW. And Launchpad reminiscing about the first time they met the deadly Fluffy.
I can see that. I can see that being scary.
It's scary. And then over in Descender number 15, this is the mystery of the connection that between Andy and Tim 21 and the Queen Between is finally going to be revealed. That's been leading up to something. Hopefully give us some answers as to what, why or where the doctor got the schematics for Tim.
Yeah.
And then finally in Saga number 38, this is part 2 of the gigantic war for Fang. This is supposed to be like the biggest thing that Vaughn's written for the book. And with this, it says, when your babysitter is a ghost, death is always close by. That's not good, or death is never far away. Whichever way, it means the same damn thing.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Good choices there. I'm not sure about that.
Darkwing
Duck.
Oh, come on. Who else reads it?
Hey, guys, listen here. One of the best comics that you are not reading, which is one of my favorites, is Paybacks. Paybacks number 3 drops this week. Oh my God. This last issue, number 2, was so good. So,
isn't this the second volume of it?
It is the second volume because it was with Dark Horse, and now it's at Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal's doing their own things, guys. So Paybacks is awesome. It's a serious story, but the characters in it are homages and throwbacks to popular characters or popular archetypes.
Right.
Like the last issue focused on Blood Pouch. Who's a Shatterstar type X-Force character with the pouches there. He even has a pouch over his eye. It was awesome.
You're touching me way too much, man.
It was so good. But while you have that aspect of it all, there's a serious story that's going on as well. And if you haven't checked it out, you've got to get Paybacks and check it out. It's been so good. But with this issue, we look at betrayal, revenge. We look at the team trying to solve this. They're actually trying to keep themselves from being murdered within this labyrinth that's within an endless van. It's just so cool. It's so cool. It's so out there, but so fun as well. Guys, check out Paybacks. Paybacks number 3 drops this week. It'll be one of my first comics I read. Also, another one that Mark and I here at the shop are really excited about, Lake of Fire, number 2 drops this week. We get to see, now that these crusaders, have seen some of the threat, They've retreated back to one of their little towns behind the walls, but will that be enough to save them and keep them alive through another night of what is coming through there? And then Cryptocracy number 4 drops this week. This takes a look at the Preserve, which is this place that has everything that you've heard about of strange creatures, the Bigfoot or Big Feet characters and whatnot, the Mothmen. They're all there at this place, and they're trying to stay alive with this. These are just some great stories, man. It's like so hard to start with. Which one are you going to pick up, or start with first? So it's going to be a huge week for me. What about you? Do you have a lot?
I've got a few.
Because this past week and this coming up week were huge for me. So I had 10 something issues or something from there.
I don't think I've had any.
But guys, be sure and tell us what your favorites are. These are some of ours. These are some of the first books that we're going to be reading. But before we move on to anything else, we've got to dive into our pick of the week. So Randy, the pick of the week, the one comic the one new thing from this week that we covered or didn't cover that was on your pull list, the one thing you will not leave the comic store without, what is it going to be?
I'm not leaving the comic shop without Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. Saga is a must-read. That will be the book.
That will be the book.
The book.
The book. For me, it's going to have to be Paybacks number 3 because the way the story ended with that last issue, I've got to know.
Okay.
I've got to know. And like you've chosen Harrow County in the past because it's been consistently good. I really want to know. That's Saga probably number 2 that I read.
But no, it's just one.
But if I left the store with only one book, it's going to be Paybacks number 3 for me. So boom, there we go, guys. Have fun with that in the comments below. Tell us your pick of the week. Something new, Perry. You heard me. There we go, guys. So guys, let's dive into our question of the week. This came up here recently. Because of some stuff that Randy was doing. I'll explain here in a moment. But have you ever heard of the sunk cost fallacy? Take a moment and Google that when you get a chance. Sunk cost fallacy. It's basically the idea that all of us kind of fall into this trap of doing something or purchasing something or proceeding with something that we've invested into, whether we're going to enjoy it, whether we like it or not, whether it has any merit or value to it. Say you buy tickets to a concert that you want to go to, you desperately want to go to, but then the night before you come deathly ill with a cold, but you've already spent $100 for this ticket. So whether you're miserable or enjoy it or not, you're going to the concert.
Okay.
Or say you purchase Netflix subscription every month, but you only watch like one movie a month off Netflix. It's like, What's the point of paying the $9.99 a month if that's all you ever do with it? This also comes over into the comic book world with people that collect comics and buy comics on a regular basis. There are tons of people, I can tell you, that buy anything Batman.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, if they even read it, if they hate it, if they love Batman.
Yeah.
They have a character that it can be any, you can name any character. It can be Captain America, it can be whatever. The X-Men, they're always going to get X-Men, and they will never, they will just do it, period. And this idea was spurned by Randy making some recent cuts to his pull list because this guy is savage, man. Savage when it comes to making cuts. So the question of the week is this: where do you draw the line on what you get comic-wise? Are you one of those people that you get? It doesn't matter who's writing or drawing your favorite character, Captain America, Batman, Superman, whatever. You're getting that regardless. You've been getting it for 5 years. You're not going to stop now. Or do you draw a line? Okay, I only have a budget of $30 a week I can spend on comics. Or I don't like this writer, I'm not going to get this. Or I don't like this artist, I'm not going to get this. Where do you draw the line with your comic habits? Do you make savage cuts? Tell us in the comments below. You've made some recent cuts.
Yeah.
So tell us the foundation for that. What led to that for you? For those, you don't have to name the issues, but in general, what would you think is the main theme of why you cut those?
I'll give you one example.
Okay.
One of the examples is a very well written book, an intriguing book to me, with Black Monday Murders.
Okay.
However, I've read Jonathan Hickman for some time now, and this is probably his 9th or 10th book that he's written that involves secret groups, books, and I've read it before from him.
Okay.
And it's something that, Image does such a great deal of, like, 4 or 5 issues we then collected that month. And so I could maybe pick it up then. And I'm not spending the $4.99 on the book, because that hurts.
Yeah.
The $4.99 is a lot to read for something like that. And just in all honesty, sometimes he gets so in depth with something. I sometimes have trouble focusing on what he's doing.
Sure.
What he's talking about. So that was one of those things where it's like, I thoroughly enjoy his East of West.
Yep.
But, Nick Dragotta's art is so unique and beautiful that I fall in love with it, like turning every single page. And so, and Coker's art is nice, very nice, but it's not something that I fall in love with as I turn the page. So, there are certain reasons that I was like, I'm just going to step away from this, title, at least for right now. And what it comes down to for me is maintaining the flow of the story. Does it come out on a regular enough basis that I can read it? Does it, when I see it sitting there, do I want to pick it up and read the book?
Yeah.
Because I have some where it's with these last cuts that I made, where I'll pick up the book and I'll look at it, and I'll open it up and I'll read 2 or 3 pages, and it just isn't grabbing me, and I'll flip through the rest of it and I'll look to see, is there something there that makes me want to go, wait, okay, let me go back and read this because I want to see what happens here.
Right.
And if it doesn't happen, then it's gone.
Yeah.
And my whole reason for this is that in this day and age here, when I was single, I had all the time in the world to read. Being in a relationship that is about to expand into being a marriage, I don't have a lot of time to devote to reading books. So I've had to make some vicious cuts of books.
Yeah.
So that not because of money being spent, but because of like the time to read them, because I can't get to having the stack of books. Because when it gets to that, I'm not going to read anything because I'm too just depressed at looking at the stack of books.
Yeah.
So the only book that is kind of I keep going with it because it is what it is Captain America. Right. I will get it because it is part of my Captain America collection. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that I get all books Captain America.
Right.
So Sam Wilson just became too unreadable for me.
Yeah.
So I said I can't do this. I'll put my money elsewhere than that. But Steve Rogers, I've kept reading. Well, I haven't kept reading. I've kept collecting.
Exactly.
It's brutal.
And you made a good point just a moment ago with your relationship status, where it's time. Sunk cost fallacy will either cost you time or money, and a lot of times both.
Yeah.
And so it's totally understandable to make those kind of cuts. You know? Now, for myself, I've got to look forward to reading it. I've got to look. I don't follow just any character. There are a few creators I follow. I'll try whatever they're doing. Yeah. But it isn't a guarantee that you're going to get my money every month for years on end. Right. Or time.
Well, sometimes, because Robert Kirkman sure got your money for a long time with Thief of Thieves.
He did. And John Layman's getting it right now.
John Layman's getting it right now.
I'm so behind on reading
does
that.
happen.
It does happen. And just like Randy was talking about,
it's not necessarily that you don't like it.
Right.
It's just that it's all there and it's overwhelming to sit down and want to read all of that.
Yeah, I'm at least a year and a half behind on Chew. Yeah. I'm reading it, but I'm still getting it because I like John Layman. What can I say?
Rob Guillory's art's fun.
It is so fun. It's great. It's great. It's nothing against them. It's just life and things that get in the way or things that change. So guys, think about this for a second. Be honest with us and tell us, what is this? What is your sunk cost fallacy? What is the thing that takes your money, takes your time, or takes both, that you just keep doing because it's just a habit for you to get or to do or to even attempt with comic books. Is it time for you to make some cuts like Randy has made, like I need to do on my own list? I know it sounds crazy for a comic shop to be recommending cuts, but ultimately we want you to have stuff in your hands that you want to have.
Everybody does it.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I've watched people come in, new readers come in, and they fall in love with comics.
Yep.
And they will start adding stuff to their list until it becomes overwhelming for them.
Yep.
And most times with that, the very few that can handle it start trimming back something and go, well, I like this one. Well, I want to read this one. But for the most part, a lot of times what I see, they're gone.
Yeah.
They just cut it cold turkey and they're gone. The thing for me that helped me, because I was in this for years, I dealt with this for years. I had a storage unit with probably approaching, it was at least 90 long boxes.
Yeah.
And it came a time where I said, I need to start letting something go.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, there was a point within The Walking Dead where I felt like the book should have ended or should have had a drastic change. And so I said, this is going to be my goodbye point for it. And I sold The Walking Dead. And that was like the ripping the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
It just, this is it. This is what I have to do. And from that point on, being able to go, this is something I really enjoyed. This is something that I love having here. This is something I want and can keep. And this is something that why was I getting this?
Right.
I had that bloated list of stuff that I was able to let go of. And it's been much easier and it's helped me. It's much like a tree. Let's use a tree as an analogy. If you do not trim the branches on a tree, it can look like it's beautiful and it's growing and stuff. But if you don't trim branches, if you don't trim it back and keep it maintained, it's going to start harming it more than hurting it.
Right.
And so when you trim back the tree, it just flourishes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's much like when you get rid of something that maybe you're not enjoying, you start enjoying the comics a lot more, I think. And you start going, oh man, why I was able to pick up this book that I was interested in. I started reading this again and I just fell in love with it. And so I think that there is a thing where you don't want to go, oh, well, the comic shop's telling you don't ever cut comics there. We don't want to absolutely lose you 100% as a customer.
Right.
And so we understand cuts happen, for the sake of your family. You lose a job, you have medical bills, whatever it is. Yeah. We know stuff comes up with that.
Totally. So guys, that's the question for this week. Where do you draw the line? Where do you stop? Where do you, like you said, it affects everybody. But there's what is the point for you? Is it the writer comes on board you don't like? Is it the artist? Is it the story? Does the story still interest you? Or are you just a diehard for some of that stuff where you're always going to get Captain America? You're going to finish Chew. What is it for you? Where do you draw the line where you stop being a part and contributing to the sunk cost situation? Where you're not really, it's costing you time or money or both, and you're not really getting something out of it.
Yeah.
So tell us in the comments below, guys. Let's have a conversation about it. We will meet you down there and talk even more about it. So leave your comments. Tell us your favorites. What new number ones you're checking out. Let's have a discussion about it. I'll meet you down there. We'll have a great time. Anything else to add, sir?
I think that all sounds good.
No, I like this question of the week. I can't wait to get some responses from you guys. This is a good one right here. I like this. Thank you for inspiring me, sir. You are my muse.
And he tells it like I'm brutal with my cuts.
Brutal, dude.
I have to be, because if I don't do that, then I will continue getting something for the sake of having a complete collection of it.
Exactly. So guys, tell us in the comments below. Let's have a discussion about it and have fun with it. Be honest with yourself and with us for just a moment about it, and let's just have a discussion about it. So guys, that's it for this week. Tons of great stuff. Go to your comic shop, wherever you go, wherever you get comics from, have fun there. If you're local, you need to come by here and get stuff from us. We have the best shops in the area in Shreveport and Texarkana because we're awesome.
Yeah, and I will add something. Guys, if you just need to make an inquiry of us, if maybe there is a key issue, we have gotten lots of new and cool key issues in. I'm talking about like the first Silver Surfer and Galactus, stuff
dude.
like that. I mean, we've gotten a lot of really cool stuff in there, and I mean, we do mail orders. So
yes, we do. So
yeah, keep that in mind.
We could have led with that, man, with the front of the episode.
For the people that stayed.
Guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Until next time, take care. Read some great comics. Leave us some fantastic comments down below. And we will see you in our next video. Bye-bye.